This is Liberty Larry. First, I want to give all honor and glory to God, our Creator, and thank Him for the liberties He's granted to the Constitutions, state, and federal. This is the biggest HHO cell that I've made. It takes water with electrolysis and breaks it into hydrogen and oxygen, HHO, with a little bit of electricity. I've got a pretty big cell here, and you're going to see how much production it makes. It's very significant. I also have on the table here, so you can see how this is made for you ingenious people that can make your own. John Lorenzen did. What I did is, and I'm not real good at this, I'm filming myself. This is about 3 inches, about 7 inches. And I think it's approximately the size. It has a 3/8 hole that was punched in it. I went to a junkyard and bought scrap stainless steel that a magnet sticks to. John Lorenzen told me that. It's important the way it charges the cell. It's more efficient. But anyway, there is 14 negatives and 14 positives. Total of 28 plates in this cell and the cells that are in this tube. And there's plastic. You can see I've got silicone to hold them in. There's plastic separators between them, and I have silicone to hold them in place. I also have it tied together with wire ties. I'm going to go ahead and start this up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignite the two, which is actually implosion, and you'll see how much power there is. John Lorenzen, of course, made ABC Man of the Year. All the details you can get from Vanderbilt University. John Lorenzen, Man of the Year. ABC Man of the Year. He also won an award with the Department of Energy in Iowa because he had a pollution-free pickup truck. He was also seen by relatives of Henry Ford, Jane Fonda, as he told me the stories. And anyway, it's very interesting. He gave this design to the world in the 80s. Anybody can do this. You cannot patent it. You can copy it. You can get 60 miles to the gallon with your vehicle or higher, depending on the size. He did 60 with a pickup truck. A smaller car would do more. You can't go 100% unless you change the engine design. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hook it up now. And I've got my cable here. I've got 2 golf cart batteries. They're 6 volt, which it pulled down the voltage when I hooked it up. See how it starts to make the gas right away? See the bubbles forming? It pulled the voltage from 12 down to 11. The ideal voltage for each cell, it's dividing because there's 2 cells, but the ideal voltage is actually 2, so we're over that, but it works. Now I've got earplugs, and I would not do this unless you know what you're doing and have earplugs, because this is very loud. And it sounds like a gun going off. The problem is, you know, once you fire this, I could keep firing it over and over again, your lighter gets wet. And the more you let it bubble up, the lighter it gets. So this gives you an idea of the power and the magnitude of hydrogen and oxygen. What you're doing, you're actually recombining it. It goes back to water. It implodes. So it's the perfect cyclic fuel. And of course, I charge these batteries from my solar system, which it does fine. And of course, you don't use gas all the time. You can modify your gas stoves and so forth. There's a man out in Utah that's done it for years. I think Billings it is, Dr. Billings. There's ways that you can do this. You can utilize this. Now, what did I do with the water? This is like distilled water. It's so good. What I had to do is I bought baking soda. And this is about 2 gallons. So in 2 gallons, I put about, and it may be too much, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly. I put 4 heaping tablespoons in about 2 gallons of water. This thing is about 2 gallons. And one other thing I also wanted to say, I made this so it's stackable. And It's in a 6-inch PVC pipe, and I made it so they'd fit in there. And of course I've got another section right here, and see how it's bubbling over? If I lit that right there, right now, it would do a major noise. And I don't know if I'm up to it right now, or the neighbors either. But anyway, the more bubbles you collect. I had put a little soap in it the other day, and I think there's still a little soap in it. That's why it's bubbling so bad. But anyway, you can do that. It maintains the bubbles so you can light them better. You're never going to do this except in test experiments. But anyway, here's another one that I haven't finished. This can stack right on top of this one. So you can go 4, if you want 6. Depending on the gas generation you want, you can do it however you want to. Now, I'm going to take this off just because I'm not going to light it again. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do one more, and then we're going to call it a day if I can get the lighter to light. Well, I'm not sure I can. Hey, I got it to light. Hold your ears. Oh my goodness. That turned back to water, folks. That was implosion. Well, you have a good day. You've got the picture.